Um, I want to talk about your ability to lock in um, at any point in time during your training or when you're playing, because I found when I ask this question to players, they don't actually think about it. So, for example, like you aren't who you are right now as you are when you're playing in a certain environment. Let's just say
Mhm.
it's, club or even high school or, college. Like you kind of change your mentality for that hour and a half, 2 hours that you're in that environment. Like, did you ever look back or do you realize now what put you in the position to be able to do that? Because I remember distinctly watching you play. Like you, to me, you were like a silent assassin because like you
Mhm.
didn't say anything, you just played
Mhm.
and like you just
Mhm.
like did your thing. Was it like a song or was it? Did you think about something or was it just the joy of playing at a certain level that got you so hyper focused in that time?
Mhm. I would say for me, in order to lock in and really kind of stop overthinking the things you shouldn't be thinking about, I just think back to the feeling of scoring and like how excited everyone is and how happy everyone is to have you on their team. And I always like think in that moment of just like everyone around you being happy. And I
Mm,
feel like that's what gets me like, okay, we're gonna go score, we're gonna be better, we're gonna do this.
mhm.
So I feel like in my head, sometimes when I go silent, that's like me overthinking and overanalyzing the game. But once I start to like be vocal, kind of talk more, that's me trying to plot how to score the next goal and thinking about the next step that we need to take.
Um,
So,
if anything, when you were in a goal scoring drought, or maybe you went like 2 or 3 games without scoring, what
mhm,
obviously I think anyone who knows who played in your position would know how that feels. You almost feel like there's pressure because it's almost like you're telling yourself like that someone else is expecting you to score, even though it's like, it's more like yourself talking to yourself. Like
mhm.
how did you get over those hurdles when you were in a slump, maybe at certain times when you're playing striker or you're in a position to be able to score?
I would honestly just focus on the smaller things,
Mm,
making sure I'm connecting my passes, making sure that my runs make sense when going to goal. Um, because if you focus on playing as a team, it's gonna come. If you focus on connecting your passes and you're driven for the goal, it's going to come. So I just feel like it's being patient and just remembering the small things that will lead you to success because it's not guaranteed you're going to score every game. You could
hmm.
try your hardest in some games, it's just not going to come. But I just feel like focusing on the things you can control is probably the what I was telling myself at that time.
So, did you ever do you remember a moment when you actually were in a slump and that you like
Oh
maybe when I
yeah.
say slump, I mean maybe like something that really like when you were playing, you're like, oh man, I'm like not playing well. And so you focus on the simple things. Do you remember like where that moment was? Like club, college, high school?
Oh, for sure. I've experienced so many times like that in club. There's just like you're in front of the goal and like you completely hit it to the goalie or you hit it over and it's just like how did that just happen? And then your coach yells at you as he should. And
He should. What? Oh, hold on. Okay, no, go on, go on, go on, go on.
well, not yell at you, but be like, you know, you had that, and you're like in your head, like I know I had that, but then
Uh-huh.
it's just like having to remind yourself, there's what 10 minutes left in the game, 45 minutes left in the game, whatever. That's time that you can go redeem yourself. No
Hmm.
one's gonna remember like the one you whiffed. They're gonna remember the one you scored. So I feel like I always tried to remind myself, like, even though I just messed that up, like I could go prove myself, prove to everyone that I can do better. So